Now on Carlton Food Network, a diving instructor takes the plunge in PowerFood with Amanda Grant.
On PowerFood, over the next few weeks, we'll be meeting people with demanding lifestyles, finding out what they do and what they eat. PowerFood will show you the effect that their diet has on their bodies. Exhaustion is not just caused by the life you live, it comes from the food you eat. I will be providing them and you with quick, simple recipes designed to boost your energy. PowerFood tastes great and gives you health and vitality. Eating is for energy. You are what you eat. PowerFood will energize you. I'm Amanda Grant and this is PowerFood. Today I'm going to convince Jane Morgan to change her diet and take on the PowerFood ethos. Now, I've been led to believe that Jane has a particularly horrible takeaway diet, and I intend to take a very close look at what she does eat and, of course, improve it. Anyway, I think it's about time we let Jane do the talking and explain why we might find her remotely interesting.
Power. My job involves lots of people in swimwear. My job can be cold. My job is exhilarating. My job is wet. My job is exciting. My job involves lots of people wearing rubber.
Well, that's certainly enough to whet my appetite. And to find out if Jane was telling the truth, I sent out my ever-present PowerFood crew to follow her every move. And annoyingly for Jane, that's exactly what they did.
Power. I'm having a bacon sandwich this morning because I had a little bit too much wine in the Chinese last night, so I have a little bit of a hangover. But that's carbohydrate, get me through the day. Lots of diving today.
Unfortunately, all the ordinary size jackets have gone. Thank you. I don't want what you mean a fat boy's jacket.
With a dry suit, you've got these seals, really good seals around your neck and around your wrist here, and they actually keep you completely dry.
All right.
And just to keep warm when you're teaching, sitting around quite a lot watching people doing skills, and it can get quite chilly, so dry suit keeps you much warmer. Dusting powder so that my hands can slip into the seals easily.
Diving's boring. We just come along to wear the rubber. More fun than you can poke a stick at.
It's like such a nice feeling, I'm doing the suit. See how Louise is all stuck to her? It's like... Right, what we're going to do now is we're going to log our final dive for the open water course. We need to actually go through, write down our depths, how much time we were down there. Let's go and get some lunch. Can I have a hot chicken salad, please?
very much. Guess where my car key is?
We're just going off to do last training dive for the day. We're going to do some work with Aaron with his buoyancy and his fin kicks, and we're going to hide the victim for the rescue course. Having a nice hot cup of tea to warm me up now, so I'm about to play a victim in a rescue scenario. So I've got to go down into the lake and hide, and hopefully the rescuers are going to find me quite quickly.
Careful, she's throwing up. She's throwing up.
It's really horrible.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. They're horrible, aren't they? We're about to present temporary cards for the certification levels for each to our students for this weekend. So I've got 300 more students. Congratulations, got out to the water diver.
Thank you.
Congratulations, got out to the water diver.
I'd like to thank my family, the local priest, all the people who've helped me through my career, through the year. This won't change me. I'll still talk to you all at a later date, but I must go. Thank you.
Okay, we're off home now. It's been a really busy day and we're really tired, but it's been a really successful day. We haven't got any time to stop for anything to eat en route because we've got a 2-hour journey all the way back to London. So we've picked up some tea for on the way, crisps and cookie. I know it's not very healthy, but we haven't got any time. So Amanda, what can you suggest? Can you help us?
Bacon sandwich, chicken salad, and I'm not even going to mention what she had for dinner. Not one of my biggest challenges, Jane. I think the best thing for all of us is to go back to mine and I'll show Jane how to put the energy she needs for diving back into her diet. Jane, I'm going to show you how to make homemade muesli, which is packed with nutrition, and also once you've made it once, it will provide you with lots of good breakfasts. Very easy. First thing you have to do is just turn the gas on. And here we have some sunflower seeds. These contain essential fats, which are vitally important for energy production. So you're going to put those into the pan. I'm dry frying all the seeds and the nuts to really bring out their flavour. And then we have some coconut. This is just desiccated coconut flakes. So it's just finely chopped, which is great. So all the hard work's been done for us. Again, providing us with fats as well as vitamins. And then for some protein, I've got some cashew nuts and some hazelnuts, which are just chopped up. They also provide us with good fats. So they can all go into the pan, and you just want to keep an eye on those, because as soon as they start to go slightly golden, then they're ready. So that's what you start with. Our main ingredient for muesli is oats, and they are a brilliant source of soluble fibre. They'll provide slow-release energy throughout the morning. And for you, energy is so key, because obviously you're going under the water, you're doing a lot of physical activity, so you need to start the day off with something healthy, like oats. Wheat germ, I've chosen wheat germ to go in because that's a good source of B vitamins, again essential for energy production. So you just put those into the bowl, and this is where it gets very easy, because we're just literally throwing everything into one bowl. And here we go, the oats, the nuts and seeds and things are nicely toasting. You can see they're just starting to change colour, so they're nearly ready. Now for some added flavour and also some other vitamins and minerals, I'm choosing to add some dried fruits. Just got some raisins, they can go in. You can get gorgeous dried fruits nowadays. You can get things like cranberries and blueberries, which not only are full of flavour, but they're also providing vitamins like vitamin C. And that's enough. I'll show you these. You can see they're nicely, lightly toasted. You've got the lovely, gorgeous flavour coming through there. Apricots packed with iron. And throw that in as well. And then you can add all of these seeds and nuts. So this is going to provide you with so much energy gain, which is very important now, especially if you wake up with a hangover, because you'll have lost lots of good nutrients from that night of drinking. So it's really important that you replace those nutrients first thing in the morning with a good, healthy breakfast. So you just spoon the muesli into a bowl, and as you can see, there's plenty here for lots of breakfasts. And then choose some fresh fruits to go on the top. Got some strawberries, some grapes, and some melon. And then I'm just going to serve that with soy milk, lovely soy milk, good source of calcium and protein, very low in fat. And there we have our homemade muesli with fresh fruits. Jane, when you wake up with a hangover, try to have a breakfast high in B vitamins like my homemade muesli, which will give you more energy and stop you feeling lethargic.
Power.
Welcome back to PowerFood. I'm Amanda Grant, and today I've devised an energy boosting diet for Jane Morgan, a diving instructor. As part of the plan, I'm going to recommend that you cook a fish salad which has a herby vinaigrette. And the first thing that you need to do, Jane, is just take a baking tray and some gorgeous little pomodorino tomatoes, put those onto the tray, and we're just going to cook them, not for too long, about 10 minutes to start with some extra virgin olive oil drizzled over the top, and some freshly ground black pepper. And these tomatoes are a great source of vitamins A, C and E, and E is quite important for energy production. If you don't have much vitamin E in your diet, you can end up feeling quite tired and lethargic. So cook those for 10 minutes. Once they've been roasting for about that length of time, then you're going to drizzle over some balsamic vinegar and just continue to cook them for another 10 to 15 minutes so that they end up looking like these. And as you can see, they're slightly soft, but they've still retained their shape, and they've got the lovely balsamic and oil dressing on them. So that's the first thing that you need to do. Then, for the dressing, I'm going to just chop up some fresh herbs, and I've got some dill and some chives. So you just finely chop these. May seem like a lot of hassle having to make a dressing, but once you've made this, Jane, you can use this dressing for other salads as well. So it's quite a handy thing to have in the fridge. And to go with the herbs, I'm going to use equal quantities of extra virgin olive oil, it's a brilliant source of fat, and sunflower oil so that it's not too heavy and not too rich, about the same quantity of each, and then red wine vinegar. And I've chosen red wine vinegar because we don't want anything too strong, and we've already got the balsamic vinegar with the tomatoes. Just a small amount of that. And then to help thicken the dressing, to emulsify it, some Dijon mustard, which works really well with fish. And whisk all of that together, and once that's coming together, you can just season it with a pinch of unrefined brown sugar, some freshly ground black pepper, and some sea salt. Throw the herbs in. I must just say, Jane, I challenge you to eat this little number underwater. So that banana was very impressive. So, we're nearly there, because all we're going to do now is to serve some rocket and watercress. This is a bag of mixed leaves. Just scatter those on a plate. And then this is smoked trout, which is fabulous. It's a really good source of essential fats. Just arrange some of that on your leaves, like so. Also some prawns, a little bit of a treat. And this would make a nice supper as well. And then the tomatoes, scatter those around. This looks so delicious. And some capers. If you're a fan of capers, they work very well as well. Scatter those over. And then just drizzle some of the dressing. And I know with diving you don't want to eat too heavy a lunch before you go out. So this is quite nice and light, but for some carbohydrate you could also serve it with some fresh bread. There we have our fish salad with a lovely herb vinaigrette. Dive in, Jane. There wasn't much to your lunch, was there, Jane? What you really need after an active morning is something like my fishy salad, which will replace your lost energy and keep you going for the rest of the day. Jane, instead of crisps and chocolate chip cookies, how about trying ratatouille stacks for supper? They are fabulous. The first thing you need to do, just grill some slices of aubergine in a little oil in a griddle pan until you get those lovely lines on each side. And then, for the ratatouille mixture, you just need to heat some oil in a pan and add some red onion, which has just been finely sliced, and some garlic. Make sure that heat's nice and hot. And then often in a ratatouille, you use the aubergine in the actual mix. I've taken it out and made them into the little slices, and you'll see why in a minute. Instead, I'm now just going to add some courgette, which is the other ingredient for ratatouille. And this is going to help with your vegetable consumption. We need to get you eating more vegetables, Jane. And also some tomatoes. They're a really good source of vitamins and minerals. And it's quite simple. You just leave all of that to cook until it's nice and soft. It probably takes about 4 or 5 minutes. And I have some that has been cooking for that length of time. And as you can see, it's all gone nice and soft, mixed together. And just to add some extra flavour, I'm going to add a dash of balsamic vinegar and also some freshly ground black pepper. Where would we be without our black pepper to season food? Wonderful. You shouldn't need salt because the vinegar's got some salty flavours to add to it. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to assemble this. For some more protein and some calcium, I'm going to use some mozzarella. This is buffalo mozzarella, which has a much better flavour. And just cut that into thick slices, and then take an aubergine slice, nice and warm. And what we're going to do is layer the ingredients. So you start with the aubergine, then add the mozzarella, and then top with some of the ratatouille mixture, and then continue with another slice of aubergine, and you'll find this looks really attractive. I've served this as a starter before now. It always looks so pretty. If you're having it as just a supper, then you can have a couple of these, because one probably wouldn't be quite enough. Top, and another piece of aubergine. And then I like to finish it off with some hummus. Now I have some carrot hummus that I actually made myself. If you have just a pot of hummus, use that. And we also need some herbs. You can alternate the layers with some basil leaves if you like. That adds some nice flavour. And then just finish off with some basil on top, like so. And the other thing that I'm going to do is just drizzle some extra virgin olive oil around the plate and finish it off with some balsamic vinegar. And there, Jane, we have a wonderful ratatouille stack. I hope you like it. That's not really dinner, is it, Jane? At the end of a busy day, you should really make time to sit down and eat properly. My ratatouille stacks provide a good balance of protein and carbohydrate to help you to recharge. Well, I'd like to see Jane eat those underwater. I've designed her a PowerFood diet which should fit into her aquatic lifestyle and leave her bursting with energy. I'll see you in a few minutes to find out how she got on. are at the diving club, and I'm about to meet Jane. Let's go and see what she's up to. Jane, hello.
Oh my God, Amanda!
Hi, good to meet you. What are you up to? This looks impressive.
Sorting my kit out.
I was very impressed with your video diary. What you're up to looks superb.
Yeah,
Do you
thank
often eat underwater?
Not often, no. No, it's something that we do to show the students.
Right.
Because they think it's impossible.
Now, I noticed on the diary that you tended to, well, you had a very good diet, apart from in the evening when you had your crisps and cookies, which was a bit of a shame.
Oh yes, yeah, on the day, yeah. But we didn't have time to stop on the way home, so it was all we had.
Right, okay, but you do tend to eat sort of breakfast, lunch and dinner most days, don't you?
Yeah.
Because that's obviously really important with the amount of exercise that you're doing. One thing that actually came across when the dietitian looked at your diet was that the starchy carbohydrate was quite low, and obviously you need quite a lot of carbohydrate for energy. Is that a surprise or not?
I thought I ate quite a lot actually of carbohydrate.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do eat pasta every now and then.
Yeah, I mean maybe
not
it's
enough,
just that you need some more,
Yeah.
and to start the start the day with a bit better breakfast than sort of a bacon sarnie. Have maybe wholemeal bread and some cereal as well.
Right.
But other than that, your fruit and fibre intake is very good. You have lots of fruits and vegetables. You could do with a few more, but you were doing quite well compared to most, which was really encouraging. Now, I gave you a 5-day food plan with loads of breakfast, lunches, suppers, and all different ideas. How did you find that? How did you get on?
Yeah, we loved it, really enjoyed it. Really looked forward to getting home and trying new menus actually. Normally I have my packet and my ready-made sauce, so it's been much more interesting, and some of the fish dishes were delicious.
Fabulous. And so you managed to eat the breakfast and have lunch and really try the different recipes. Which one in particular did you really enjoy?
We liked the salmon one with the crusty top.
Great, and that was with a mashed potato, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah. And also the trouts with the tiger prawns. That was really lovely.
And you were good? You managed to stick to it throughout?
Well, pretty much. Cheated maybe once or twice. I had an egg sandwich one day.
Was that a fried egg sandwich?
It was a fried egg sandwich.
Well, PowerFood diet isn't all about healthy eating. That's the thing. It's a new way of living. It's so you can have the odd naughty treat, so that's not too big an issue. So don't worry.
Good. Yeah. And I had a couple of extra cups of tea.
Right. Well, I think we'll stop right there. Thank you very much to Jane, and I'll see you next time on PowerFood.